Hi everyone, good day. I'm Christine P. Dawis, a librarian from Provincial Library of Arcata City. And today I will share to you my assigned topic to discuss about electronic resources for reference by Kathleen M. Clowigiel. For the table of contents, first is the brief introduction and historical background. Second, the databases, searching capabilities. Third, electronic resources and the end user. Fourth, integrating end user resources into user centered. So, what are electronic resources? According to ODLIST, electronic resources are material consisting of data and computer programs encoded for reading and manipulation by computer by the use of a reference device directly connected to the computer, such as CD-ROM drive, or remotely via networks such as Internet or the AACR2. The category includes software applications, electronic text, bibliographic databases, institutional repositories, websites, e-books, collection of e-journals, and etc. The history of electronic resources. In 1950s, computers were developed. Batch processing, number crunching, first text-based search. For 1960s, batch searching. It is a readable form. Some services develop printed indexes produced by computers. In 1969, ARPANET developed. ARPANET stands for Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. It is the beginning of Internet. American military decentralized the information elsewhere. In 1970s, the commercial databases launched. The Dialog Consider First had 6 bibliographic databases in 1972, expensive, difficult to use, mainly searched by specialists. In 1980s, OPACs became common in libraries. OPAC stands for Online Public Access Catalog. An increasing number of diverse databases and commercial services were available. Business information provision grew with more full-text systems based around interfaces were being offered to end users. CD-ROMs were adopted towards the end of the decade. In 1990s, proprietary Windows interfaces were developed. Then as the web became popular access to commercial services, the end-user searching was now a reality and services were marketed directly to actual consumers of the information. What is database? A database is a large, regularly updated file of digitized information related to a specific subject or field, consisting of records of uniform format, organized, ease and speed of search and retrieval, and management with the aid of Database Management System or the DBS. Next is the searching capabilities. If a database remains a static set of information records, the structural elements identified in the previous section would determine how the information could be arranged and presented. With search systems and databases, the fields, data elements, and structure of database interact with the search engine capabilities is highly specific ways to create the information retrieval possibilities. One of the more important tools used in search system is the Boolean logic. Boolean logic. Boolean logic is a form of symbolic name after George Boole, the 19th century English mathematician who developed it. Boolean logic uses common words as logical operators in very specific ways to create and manipulate sets. Some of these Boolean operators are and, or, and not. For and, connecting your keyword with and tells the search tool that all the words must be present. For or, connecting your keywords with or tells the search tool that any of the words can present. For not, using not in the front of a keyword tells the search tool to exclude any page containing that word. Some engines required to use and not. Example: for on, puppy and kitten, both terms will be presented. For or, puppy or kitten, either of the term will be presented. For not, puppy not kitten, just one of the term will be presented. Example: garden and vegetables. It requires that any hit returned would include both words. For terriers or poodles, we return pages which have either of the words. Cats not dogs, we return pages that have cats in the text but will exclude any mention both cats and dogs. Next is truncation. Truncation refers to shortening a word or eliminating some characters from a longer term to pick up variants. It is also known as a wildcard searching. It lets you search for a term with a variant spelling of that term. To truncate a search term, do a keyword search in a database but remove the ending of the word and add an asterisk to the end of the word. The database will retrieve results that include every word that begins with the letters you enter. For example, if you type in the keyword interact, the database will search for interact, interacting, interaction, and interactivity. Next is displaying the index. First is the inverted index or file. It is built on an alphabetical basis in which each retrievable word in the database is listed in a single sequence. For the basic index, the computer displays the requested section of the basic index. Displaying the index is the additional feature of some of the search engines used with electronic reference sources is the ability to display a range of terms in a context. This is a function of the computer's ability to build and display multiple indexes to a single database. Creating search strategies. Search strategies are built step by step, incorporating information from each stage into refining, expanding, or modifying the original search. One record may have a subject heading or descriptor that encapsulates one aspect of the search topic more effectively than the keywords with each begun. This can also confirm that the database is likely to be productive because it has records with appropriate and relevant subject headings. Beyond Boolean, we have weighting. The frequency with which a term appears in the database and in a document forms a ratio that helps determine how important the term is in the search and how much weight to give its appearances. For the relevance ranking, the higher proportion of search terms in a document, the higher ranking in predicted relevancy. Bibliographic control is the term for the organization or representation of published items regardless of format, date, or location. Bibliographic control of these enormous numbers of items requires a substantial investment on the information infrastructure. Bibliographic control is a form of quality assurance. It can be regarded as a measure that is built into a catalog or database to ensure the quality of interaction between the user and information. Next is the electronic resources and the end user. The transformation of bibliographic utilities and international union catalogs into end-user databases is emblematic of the changes in reference service. Expectations about what is possible with electronic resources are very high. The ironic effect of having millions of bibliographic records available for all the library's users is the creation of more difficult challenges for reference librarian. Integrating end-user resources into user-centered reference services. Paying for access to electronic resources is just one step in developing effective reference service. Systems and services must be created and implemented that allow the user to identify the resources available, select appropriate resources, access them, search them to discover the needed information, handle the output, and ultimately use the information discovered. These systems and services need to be site independent. That is, the remote user and the user in the library should be able to follow the same path with the same ease and the same chance of success. That will be all. Thanks for watching.